Something interesting I thought about earlier is I've unintentionally chosen to not curse in my YouTube videos. Not very much anyway. I think I've said like damn and hell, but on stream, I don't really care what I say. I thought about it earlier, and I know I'm not a big content creator whatsoever, so I probably don't need to worry about it, but some of the people that might watch my videos are younger, or can be younger, and if they're like unaware and they come to one of my streams from the YouTube channel and they come in here and I'm cursing like a sailor, they might be like, oh geez, I don't know. And you know, there's some people out there that don't like to tolerate or just don't like hearing it, and I understand that because I have kids as well. So I think I'm gonna start putting like a disclaimer in the descriptions of my YouTube videos and say, you know, follow me on Twitch, be aware there it is adult content there opposed to YouTube. I think YouTube I'll continue to just kind of keep it clean, and I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I don't have like a potty mouth unless I'm with my friends. Dude, if I break another one of these nether portals on accident, I think my heart is gonna jump out of my chest. Why is that so loud? Oh my god. What even is that sound? Is it jukebox, note blocks? There's no way. Let's see. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, it didn't go down at all. Is it just under the master volume in general? Oh my god. That is so loud. Only master volume lowers it, I believe. I think you're right. Could be block sounds. Just turn blocks all the way off and see. Oh, you're right. It's block sounds. Whew. I think it's overly loud. It's definitely overly loud. Like, see how quiet placing blocks is? And then the nether portal. Maybe they changed that in 1.16. Then I could have sworn it used to be in there. It's the amount of portal blocks being broken. Oh my god. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Okay, so I'm gonna break this 3x2. And now this one. Oh my god! That is so loud. Oh my god. They also said that they don't want us to know about their existence, which makes sense since our species buys 7 grand worth of toilet paper when they... yeah, I mean, one thing he said that's definitely true is that we're not ready yet.
Aliens do exist, which is highly unlikely because there is no... So we have like the ability to peer into the universe and just look at what's going on, but we've never seen any form of like previous species, which is impossible for something to just completely demolish planets that would house life. So that's just impossible. Secondly, they would have to travel at light speed since the closest, what do you call it, solar system is Alpha Centauri, and that's like, I think like 2 light years away. So they would need light travel to get here in like within a reasonable amount of time. That's impossible. And that brings me into the Fermi paradox, which, or next I want to say the Fermi paradox, because like, if life was common, which it visibly isn't, that would mean that humans are gonna go extinct fairly soon because of the Great Filter, which is pretty much just saying like at a certain point every species goes through like some sort of filter to weed out the best one.
And that's...
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely all true, but the planet is like how many billions of years old? Like Earth is how many billions of years old? Or millions of years
Actually,
old, not billions. I could have sworn that I heard it's...
might be...
I think the Earth is like 2 billion or something like that.
Yeah, actually might be
Yeah,
billions.
2 or 3 billion.
So, like...
Yeah, I think that's...
And according to people that have like talked about other planets that could have life, you know, which you see like every other day, like, oh, this planet could have life on it, you know, however they find that out.
Yeah, but they don't.
And well, they find out like those planets are super, like, way older than Earth. Like Earth is relatively young, like opposed to other planets. So like,
yeah, it's like extremely young.
And also Mars having like, it used to have an atmosphere. We can see like ice caps and stuff. Like there used to be an atmosphere there, but now there's not. So that's another big reason like there's no life there on Mars, even though it could support it, but there's just no atmosphere. So like you go to try do anything there, just get wiped out. I'm part of the club that, yeah, life is probably super duper rare, but I think that we just have, like, we can only see so far to other planets and other universes that, like, we have no idea how big space actually is, like how far it goes. So there could be life, just minuscule life, and we're either like too far behind, and there could have been other life just way before us, or we could be too early. Like we could just be one of the first planets that has like a form of intelligence like human beings. But I have my own personal theory about what aliens might be. Is just previous forms of like human life that got to where we are technologically now, and maybe even like further, like way further, because the Earth is like super old, so they could have just been here. But
Yeah, bro.
Young.
something happened, and the majority or all of them were wiped out by some asteroid or some like technological. You know, they could have nuked themselves, or some of them may even be like, you know, they were.
That's something that could happen, but you have to think we would be able to detect something of that scale.
We're talking about some good stuff right here. This is good for education in your all of your classes in school. You need to carry this knowledge that we're preaching right now, because it's all fact, and we are all scientists as well. Oh, that's what we were saying about, like, the Earth is so old. There could have been civilizations before us that have made it to where we are now, or way past where we are now. You know, like I said, like we said, the Earth is like 4 billion years old. Like that's in it, and only in the last 2,000 years we went from like pushing wagons with horses to self-driving cars. I mean, if you look at it like the scale like that,
like if you take someone from the 15th or the 14th century and move them to like the 15th century, they would not notice that big of a difference. Maybe like a change in clothing, but if you take someone from like the 18th century and bring them to the 20th century, they would like freak the hell out.
yeah, like they would think they're on a different planet, or they'd be like, yeah, like what the hell? There had to have been an advanced race before us that could have just been wiped out. I wanted to ask what you guys thought about artificial intelligence and how real the danger is in that becoming like a threat to humanity. Because I think it's overly dramatized. I don't think it's a threat that we won't see coming. Like, I just don't think it's gonna be this like catastrophic Elon Musk view, and that like one day it's just gonna be among us, and we're not gonna know how to like shut it down or whatever, like Skynet or some shit. I don't think it's gonna be anything like that. Like, I think we're basically, I mean, we're like in the Stone Age technically of artificial intelligence right now. Like, we've got nothing that can really stomp like human intelligence out of the water. I think all the Hollywood movies have got everyone like looking at artificial intelligence in like a bad way, but it's really in its infancy, like I said, and I think that it's going to be a long time until we actually see artificial intelligence that can be like, oh shit, like they said that, or like this intelligence thinks this way. It's overly dramatic, but I do think that the threat could be there. Just that with how much it is talked about, it won't become an issue. We would definitely see it coming. Yeah, I mean, some people have said like there's a form of artificial intelligence already, and it's just social media, because they have algorithms that keep you using the app and stuff. So it's a form of artificial intelligence. I mean, I can see that argument, but it's you know, like I said, like if that's a form of artificial intelligence, I think we don't have anything to worry about for a long time. Like, this may sound like super far out there. Like, I feel like before we get to like a point to where we have to worry about artificial intelligence, we're gonna be debating on like cyborg rights or android rights and stuff like that. I think I've talked about that before too. But I think before we get to the artificial intelligence being a problem for humanity to worry about, I think we're gonna have like another social justice movement with like cyborgs and androids, because they'll be like humans that are either upgrading their anatomy or like they're, you know, upgrading stuff to where we get to that point. Some for like just self-improvement, like for efficiency's sake, and some for like that might need it, like an actual like people that don't have legs, they could get like the cybernetic legs or arms and things like that. And then people will eventually look down on them if they can outperform them, especially. Either way, I think we're pretty far from having to worry about something like artificial intelligence like taking over. Because like right now, what would it even do that we're not already doing to ourselves? You know what I mean? I think humans will do more damage than artificial intelligence will. I think humanity is well capable of putting itself out of commission rather than something artificial doing it for us. True, I think it's like a threat future generations will have to face. Definitely not us though. Yeah, for sure. I mean, are there already AI that can pass the Turing tests? I think it depends what you consider passing the Turing test. There's a problem with the AI passing the Turing test the same way that people passing like an IQ test measures their IQ to a real degree. Like I think you can make an AI that can pass the Turing test intelligent. Like they're intelligent at passing that test, but they're like as far as like an AI that's specifically designed to pass the Turing test. Yeah, basically. Like if you teach an AI to crack open a soda can, you have like some humanoid robot like thing, and you tell it, you know, this is how you open a can. You put it in front of it and it'll open it. But then if you put in front of it like a box that you haven't programmed that cyborg to open a box before, it'll be like, what the hell is this? So you have to run a lot of tests and numbers in that AI in order for it to learn how to do new things that it isn't programmed for. I probably explained that wrong, but that's basically where we're at with AI. Like they can program artificial intelligence to be intelligent, but only at certain things that they program it to. It won't just pick up new things and learn it as quick as like humans can. Like in that respect, humans are still far superior in the intelligence category. It's pretty far from being like the self-aware robot thing that everybody worries about. It's just nice to think that we're really not that far from looking like some sci-fi movies if we were to be looked at by someone 100 years ago. I think that all the time. I'm like, we're in like such a crazy spot in time, because 100 years ago we were just, or 120 years ago, I guess now. Well, around 100 years ago, yeah, we were just getting into the Industrial Revolution. So like 100 years from now, what the hell could we be doing? 100 years ago, we were getting into world wars. World War I, 1914 to 18. World War II, 1939 to 45. You imagine if you were born in like just before World War I, and then you lived up until recently. Imagine the kind of shit that you've seen if you've lived through both world wars. But I wasn't born during that time. Yeah, me too. I mean, we weren't that far off from getting into another world war at the start of this year. Dude, I think we're always close to another world war. But yeah, I think it's pretty crazy. We have like countries that have nukes, and we haven't blown each other up yet. It's kind of amazing. I think everyone knows though, like that has those nukes, including us. We're like, okay, if shit goes down, like no one's making it out at this point. Wholesome. The camera's on. Will look good.
No, it's not.
I'm just kidding.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Who am I talking to?
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, it's your little friendly neighborhood lion.
It's your friendly neighborhood lion.